So that French thing is called verbal aikido. I totally so verbal
There you
aikido.
go.
So verbal aikido they call it dojos, and you come and you meet with people, and somebody will present a thing. So this thing happened to me, and this is how I reacted. And so then different people, you'll go around the group. They'll be you, how they would have reacted, and then you'll be the antagonist. So you see multiple ways of what people could have interpreted or said because they don't have the emotionality. Just exactly what you just said. Do they pause the timing, hard, soft? How did they hear what was said? And so it gives you another a broader range to think about. Oh, I could have done all these different things. So that
I like that.
sparring, that
That's very good because it's like I like some other players are acting like you. They're acting as though they were you. That's
right,
funny right there because
right,
it's so weird.
right.
It's
You're like,
like,
oh,
oh,
that sounded harsh. Okay,
I could do that.
yeah, right, right.
That's funny right there.
Because I think sometimes when we get in these awkward social situations for any number of things, you feel so stuck, and you don't feel like you have a range of tools. You
Mm.
feel like you've got some blunt instrument that may or may not be effective. But if you've seen 10 other people do it 10 different ways, you're like, wait a minute, there are different options here. Like maybe that I can think about that for a second. I could go hard, soft, or something in between.
Well, what's funny is like I can imagine this like um right. So like that's just I can't. I mean, it's just a bizarre premise. Like, okay, you're going to be me, and you
Hmm.
happen to be a 23-year-old, 5'2" female. Like,
That's
okay, I
right.
don't know how that plays, but I'm like, well, what if 5'2" female version of me that's 23 act like in this circumstance? That's just
Well, or
right.
it's going to be this is what the 23-year-old said, but what would a mature white male say in that? Okay, now that's kind of interesting because he doesn't have, it's in total, I'm not trying to make you be in the same position. It's just
That's
like,
right.
here's another way to react.
That's right.
Here's another
That's
thought.
right. No, I just find it's
Yeah.
the funniness of a whole nother person just trying to act like you in the given those circumstances. You
But
know,
one other thing, and you would appreciate this too, that they talk about is words um, don't have one set, everyone understands the exact same meaning. Like
right.
words mean all sorts of different things.
That's right.
And so people interpret them different ways, which means I could interpret them in different ways.
That's right.
Like if somebody, so anyway,
Well, so that would be a good one. Like, okay, so someone says the affront, right? Or the calls you out in the social circumstance. It's like, well, you may have an immediate reaction, but it's like, whoa, is that really the intention that gets going into this utterance that's offending or causing irritation, right? Or behavior.
that's right.
And it's like, so you think about it like for a minute, like not a minute, but give it some pause, right? Maybe you have some mantra that you say inside your head, like, what exactly does this really mean, right? Inside your head. And that makes you pause, right? And then you seek to find the answer, right?
That's helpful to know. What would we suggest as a kind of funny, memorable mantra? I love that idea.
Just
So
say
let's
the
see.
thing.
I say WTF. Okay. I
Oh
mean,
my.
whatever. I mean, whatever it is. Well,
Wait, this
something
is for
short.
a mixed audience. Oh
Oh, yeah.
my. That's to be G-rated. My God. Oh my.
So whatever it is, and I like that idea though, because it is when this situation happens, I pause, I say my thing, and then that gives me a second.
That's right. And but see, what you're trying to do is you're like giving an air gap, right? That's how we
Yes.
talk about computers. They're not going to be on the internet right now because it's like the air gap is safe. We're not having any signals going in or out. We're just taking an air gap so that we can
Yes.
process that information a little bit, and
Yes.
then we're going to be cool. See, so that the response is not going to be explosive. It's not. We're softening up, and we're just gonna be super soft,
That's right.
right? Conforming to the social circumstances best we can, which is water, right? Water finds the shape of the vessel. And so the air gapping that's a term of art, right?
So is that a tool or is
Yeah,
that part of the react? And
it's
when you're
it's
thinking,
a tool.
yeah.
That air gapping is our tool. So we're right. So part of the air gapping process then will be this is like what what is the nature of the thing I'm responding to, right? Because you told the story about the older fellow behaving inappropriately at the staff meeting,
Uh-huh.
and then you did perfect kung fu on him, right? With the
Right.
discussion about the right. So it's like you go, oh, that was a joke with demeaning me by some threatening mechanism. Okay, so you take it and you just threaten him right back again, right? With EEOC.
And it's the words and it's the delivery matters too.
That's right.
So you do it with a smile.
That's right. Smiles are powerful. That's soft. That's very soft, but it's wicked,
But hard.
but wicked bad. It's okay. I like that. So you could, I like that one. Is so this one with the air gapping, there is like this one. You feign hardness of hearing. I'm sorry, what did you say? Can you repeat
Right.
that? That's
And
that's powerful because it's like if they're inappropriate, they're gonna have a hard time. They're gonna have a
yes,
hard time, and you're
I
giving
have
them a chance.
I've heard that as a means to respond if somebody says a joke, so they make a joke that they think is hysterical, but in some way it is offensive, whatever. To feign ignorance, it's like, well, I'm sorry. Why are fat women funny? And make them explain it.
Oh my.
So, but it is, you don't have to you don't have to jump on a high horse. You don't have to, it is a different tool that you could take that also stops it, whatever it is.
Right. Right. So that would be like just a seek explanation, right?
But it also delivery matters. So it has to be, I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Can you help? What was that?
Right.
Blink, blink.
That's right. Two slow blinks. Goodness gracious. Yes, I don't know. So let's just review for a second where we have got so far in our little conversation.
Yes.
So we have this, so personal identification, okay? So that's our own individual self-identification. Okay. And that includes identification of our anchor points. There may be more than one. Identification of our wells and identification of our fortifications. That's social fortifications, and it's also the words we use to describe ourselves. Okay, that's one whole set. Okay, we've also discussed some I would call reactions and reaction styles ranging from hard to soft,
Mm-hmm.
and then a couple of technical techniques, right?
Some
Which
tools.
includes
Yes.
the air gapping and the seeking explanation.
I have air gapping, internal mantra, feigning ignorance.
Right.
Mhm.
I like the verbal Aikido dojo premise of and I like this social grading function or like social group generation with a commonality of purpose, right? So that it's like that's going to be a powerful thing that will be of value, so that we generate up to like improve, continuously improving. That's what we would be like terms of the art, right? continuous quality improvement?
Because I think one of the big difficulties, no matter how good the training is, and I'm a huge fan of Arbinger. I'm a huge fan of the crucial conversations and crucial confrontations. All those I think are fabulous. But I think where they fall short, and that's just with training, is that after you leave the workshop, you're not practicing it anymore. So I
Right.
really do think there needs to be an ongoing practice.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Best Medicine Podcast with Bradley H. Werrell, DO. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe below, either over there or over there. Also, if you're interested in a medical consultation with myself, there's also information below.